Good evening, everyone. Hello. Hi, and welcome to Willingness Wednesday. Let me adjust this just a little bit here. There we go. Yes, hello. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad it's Wednesday. I've been waiting all week for Wednesday, like I do every week, because I know I get to come here and see all of you all and get a chance to communicate with you and bring you some wonderful, life changing, thought provoking information that will help you to be the best multidimensional spiritual being that you can be. Last week, we actually embarked on a study called the Four Agreements. And oh my goodness, it was so juicy last week. I got so much out of that. And if you got so much out of that, I hope that you shared it with someone. Don't be stingy. Share this. Learn how to share with your friends, so that everyone has the same benefit of this information that you do. Don't we all want to be free? Don't we all want to be able to create our own belief systems and not have to live out someone else's? Well, I tell you what, if you want to know how this whole thing started, the whole societal dream that we or have been domesticated towards, then I want you to stick on here. I want you to stay and listen to what I have to share with you tonight because, see, we're talking about the Four Agreements. However, just like anything, there's always a foundation. And so before we can actually get you to the Four Agreements, which are the solution, we have to first identify the issue. We have to first identify the fact that we have been domesticated into believing the things that we believe. We did not even have a choice on what our names were going to be. We had no choice of this life that we have been given. And so we're going to talk all about that tonight. And so if you want to hear the what, the why, and the how of it all, well, you just keep staying right here and listen with me, okay? But before I go any further, I want to say if you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are welcome here. This is a safe place. The things that you hear, you're not necessarily going to hear them anyplace else. I mean, definitely not at dinner conversation. And although we should have been taught these things in school while they were domesticating us, we weren't. And so it's our responsibility to get the information that we need and take the necessary steps in order to improve our station, in order to become our authentic selves. And that's what this journey is all about becoming our authentic selves. And so if you have been here before and you are returning, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for returning, because I certainly could not do this without your love and support. Thank you so much. I am just so honored to be your coach. Okay, so let's just jump right on in here. We might as well, because we have so much information and it's going to move kind of fast, but that's okay, because you can always reach out to me if there's something that I say tonight that you didn't understand, that you just didn't quite grasp. It's okay to call me. I'm going to go ahead and get that out right now. You can call me at 317-721-4315, or you can email me at b.vonsquires@gmail.com. Okay, so tonight's message is called Domestication and the Dream of the Planet. Oh, Coach, that sounds so interesting. And it is. Oh, my goodness, I can't wait to share this with you. Okay, so what you're seeing and hearing right now is nothing more than a dream. I got to get my mouse. Got it. All right. Thanks, guys. All right. So what you're hearing and seeing is nothing more than a dream. We dream when we are awake, and we also dream when we are asleep. Okay. The dreaming is the main function of the mind. Who knew, right? And the mind dreams 24 hours a day. It dreams when the brain is awake. It dreams also when the brain is asleep. Now, the difference between these two is when we're awake, we have constraints. You know what I mean? That we actually dream within. It's more of a linear type situation. Whereas when we are asleep, it doesn't have those constraints, and we get to dream many dreams, one after the other. Many dreams come while we are actually asleep. Now, of course, because during our conscious mind, when we are awake, we want to try to control things. And we have different settings, if you will, in our mind that actually allow our dreams to follow a pattern. Okay. All right. So, um, before we were born, okay, humans are dreaming all the time. And before we were born, most of us, we were created the big outside dream that we're going to call society's dream or the dream of the planet. This is the dream that was already in place when we got here. This is the dream of the planet. It's a collective dream of billions of smaller personal dreams, which together create a dream of the family, right? A dream of the community, a dream of the city, a dream of the state, a dream of the whole country, and then finally a dream of humanity, right? Okay, so this dream of humanity is society's rules, it's its beliefs, it's the laws, it's the religion, it's different cultures, and it's all about the way we are supposed to be. It's the government, it's the schools, it's the social events, it's the holidays. We are born with the capacity to learn how to dream, and the humans who were here before us taught us how to dream the society's dream with all its rules. And so when a human is born, it's got so many rules that they start right away trying to gain our attention and indoctrinate us to these rules, right? They want us to become those types of humans that will be successful and accepted in the world. So what they're trying to do is set a foundation for the type of human that society will respect and accept, right? So the outside dream, which is society's dream, uses mom, dad, schools, religion, teachers to teach us how to dream. Now, attention is the ability that we have to discriminate and to focus only on that one thing that we want to perceive. Now, we can perceive millions of things at the same time, but that focus is that attention and focus is what allows us to hold that perception in the front of our minds. Now, the adults around us hooked our attention, right? And put forth information into our minds through repetition, which is the way we learn anything over and over, day in, day out, day in, day out. And what they did is they taught us how to live this new reality, this whole new dream. We learn how to behave in society, what to do, what to believe, what not to believe, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, what is good, what is bad, what is beautiful, what is ugly, what is right, and what is wrong. Is it hard to believe that none of these things were decided by us? All of these things. I was just mind blown when as I was reading this to realize that it is so true. All of these things were things that were given to us by the humans and the society before we got here. We had no choice in any of this. Okay, it was all here already. All the rules, all the concepts about how to behave in this world. Now, when you were in school, you sat there like a little good girl. You listened to the teacher and you listened to everything she had to say. Right? You put your attention on the teacher. When you were in church, you put your attention on the pastor or the preacher or the priest or whoever they were. And they indoctrinated you and gave you more information about what you should believe and what you shouldn't believe, what is sinful, what is not sinful. All of our morals even came from someone else. Now, we also learned, while we were also learning all of this, we learned how to hook the attention of other human beings, right? We developed the need for attention, and which can become very competitive. Now, let me tell you, because I felt growing up that I was supposed to have all the attention belonged to me. And I was willing to do whatever it took to get attention from mom, from dad, from teachers, from my siblings, from my friends. Ooh, look at me, look at me, look at me do. It was all the attention. And oftentimes this doesn't, we grow out of this. Oftentimes adults move adulthood still craving and need attention, still needing that approval, okay? Because the outside dream hooks our attention and teaches us what to believe, beginning with the language that we speak. I didn't choose this language. This language that we speak is the code for understanding and communicating between humans. Every letter, every word in our language is an agreement. Okay, so now we're going to start about those agreements because I need you to know where they come from and why it's so important that we kind of take a look and make sure that these are things that we actually still agree with. We were prototypes when they put this belief system in us. We didn't know what to believe. We didn't know what to think. But over the years, we have grown. We have gained a mind of our own. And so now it is time to make sure that this belief system that we are operating on is truly intrinsic to who we are as a human being today. Okay. So that's the part that is so important here that you need to grasp. Now, I want you to let this sink in. Okay. I talked about it just a second again. It was not a choice to speak English. You didn't choose your religion or your moral values, they were already for you. We never had the opportunity to choose what to believe, what not to believe. We don't even choose the smallest degree. They were already chosen for us. But we did agree to them, even though the information was passed down to us. Okay. I'm going to talk about that as well because, see, as children, we didn't have the opportunity to choose these things, right? And so it's so important for us to find out what we believe and what we stand for. As soon as we believe something, it's called faith, then we move into action with that unconditional belief. And as children, we believed our parents. We believed what they said. We had so much faith in what they were telling us. And sometimes, some of those human beings that raised us weren't very nice. And they said things to us. And so, because we were so small and we could not withstand the repetition of these things, we succumbed to this belief and we agreed to it, right? And so now everything that we see is colored with that belief. And imagine someone that's 5 years old. How can you perceive with the mind of a 5 year old? But at 5 years old, you are giving some beliefs and you're giving some things to understand and try to figure out. But all you have is an uneducated, small mind trying to perceive these things and make sense out of them. So then we take these things and we make them our beliefs. We agree with them, and everything that we agree with goes into the book of laws, right? And so the things that are in this book of laws are all of the rules of society, all of those things that we need to follow that we did not even create for ourselves. Okay, so let's get back to it. I love this. I'm just so enjoying bringing this information to you. I hope you're enjoying it too. Now, in human domestication, the information from the outside world is conveyed to the inside, our dream, creating our whole belief system. First, the child is taught the names of things: mom, dad, book, milk, those kinds of things. And then as we grow, the more the domestication grows, right? And then we learn how to judge. We judge ourselves, we judge other people, we judge our neighbors. Next thing you know, we are just judging everyone and everything, okay? We are actually trained the same way that you train any other animal, right? It's through reward and punishment. Punishment and reward. If you were a bad boy or a bad girl, you're gonna get punished. If you were a good girl or a good boy, you're gonna get that attention and you're gonna get the reward. And so what happens, listen to this. This is so deep. Oh my gosh. Okay, so because we want to be the good girl and we want to have that attention so bad, we went against the rules. And when we went against the rules, we were punished. But when we went along with the rules, we got rewarded. We were punished many times during the day. We were also rewarded many times during the day. But soon we became afraid of being punished. And soon we became afraid of not receiving that reward. So what did we do? Okay, so we soon developed the need to hook other people's attention in order to get the reward. It's called manipulation. Hello. We learned this honestly. Manipulation, right? The rewards feel good and we want them. And so now we're trying to hook the adult or hook the other person into trying to give us this good feeling that we need, the reward, right? So the feeling feels so good, in fact, that we keep doing what others want us to do in order to get the reward. And with that fear of being punished and that fear of not getting the reward we want, we start pretending to be someone other than we are just so that we can please others. Ooh, people pleasing. Mm-mm-mm. Wow, isn't it amazing how these little low vibrational energies got set up within us, even as a small little person? Let's keep going so you can learn more, okay? All right, so we did all of this, right, just so that we could be good enough for someone else. We try to please mom, we try to please dad, we try to please teachers at school, we try to please the people at church, and before we knew it, we started acting. We started acting as someone else, trying to please them, right? We pretend to be what we are not because sometimes the fear of not being good enough creeps in, and we have to pretend that we are good enough so that we can get these rewards and this good feeling from the others, right? Eventually, we become someone that we're not. We become a copy of mama's beliefs, a copy of daddy's beliefs, a copy of society's beliefs, a copy of the religion's belief, right? At what point do we ever operate on our own beliefs? At what point do we ever take a look and see what makes me tick? Who am I? Have you ever asked yourself that? Have you ever wondered, why do I believe that? Where'd that come from? Domestication is where it came from. Let's continue because there's more here. There's so much more here. Now, all our normal tendencies are lost in the process of domestication. And when we're old enough for our mind to understand, we learn the word no. And so the adults don't like this, though. They don't like that when we say no. They want us to not rebel, but there's something inside of us that says, wait a minute, that's not who I am. Wait a minute, that's not what I want. But because we're so small and the adults are so big and they keep punishing us for trying to stand up for who we are on the core, at some point we just give in. At some point, we're broken down like a wild stallion that lost its whole personality and is now broken down. That's how we become, right? That's how we become. But the powerful thing about this, listen to this. The powerful thing about this is that the domestication is so strong that at a certain point in our life, we no longer need anyone else to domesticate us. They did such a doggone good job of domesticating us that now we domesticate ourselves based on the same belief system that they gave us. Based on the same belief system that they used to break us down, now we use that same belief system and turn it in on ourselves so that we have a template, if you will, of how we're supposed to behave, how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to view things. And the crazy thing about it is when we're trying to break free from that captivity, there is a feeling inside of us that feels so awkward, because why am I trying to go against everything they have domesticated me for? Because there's something inside of me that says, hey, I am not that. I am more than that. And so we have to continue to reach out so that we can be responsible for restoring our own belief system, so that at some point we can begin to live the life that belongs to us. This is so powerful. Oh, so powerful. Okay. So now, because we are domesticating ourselves using the same system of punishment and reward, we punish ourselves when we don't follow the rules according to our belief system. We reward ourselves just like mama would, just like the teacher would when we're the good boy or the good girl, right? So just as the government has a book of laws that rules society, we have a book of laws, which is called our belief system, that rules our mind. And when we go against that belief system, there is a judge that lives inside of us that judges us harshly. Oh, that's a judge that judges us so harshly. Okay, so the thing that I want you to know about that is that this inner judge uses what is in our book of law, which is our agreements, because these are our beliefs. Our agreements are those things that we believe. These are those things that we say, okay, I am capable of this, I'm not capable of that, and so whatever we have agreed to is what we tell ourselves. And because our mind will listen to our voice, we have to be careful of those things that we're saying to ourselves, because they can be so limiting, especially if they're based on society's dream of fear and ego. We don't want that dream for us, because if that's the dream that we have for our lives, what really do we have coming? More fear, more bondage, right? More of a faulty belief system. Now, listen to this. It says here that the judge is going to say that we're guilty and that we need to be punished when we go against the book of laws, and that we should be ashamed of ourselves. And this happens many days, day after day, year after year of our lives. Oh, you ate that hamburger. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Oh, you fat ass. Who knows? I mean, my thinking said my judge is so harsh. Oh my God, my judge was beating me up so badly last week. Oh my goodness, was beating me up so badly because I couldn't find something that I was looking for. That in my mind, it was so important. There's no way I should have ever misplaced it. How could you? That judge was just so harsh and cruel. And then there was that victim inside of me that says, yeah, I'm no good. I'm no good. I should know where that is. There's no reason for me not to know where that is. And so then the judge says, that's right. There's no reason for you to know where that is. There's no reason for you not to know where that is. So I'm going to punish you. You know what I'm saying? So now now I'm being punished for a dream of perfection that I think I should live up to, because I can't live up to that fantasy. And so when I fall short, and when I don't see myself in that perfectionism and that ideal place, that ideal person, now I want to beat myself up. Now I want to punish myself. And now I want to eat Ben and Jerry's Chunky Monkey. And now I want to not work out. And now I want to harbor all of these fear and anger and resentment, all these negative vibrational energies, because I'm beating myself up and punishing myself because I am falling short of the domestication that happened to me through the other humans that were here before I got here. Okay. And so that's the part that I want you to understand is so critical, because when we start punishing ourselves, there's no end to where we can go. We start self-loathing. We start self-abuse. We even sometimes allow others in our lives to abuse us just because we don't feel we can punish ourselves enough. I need someone else to come in here and punish me and treat me poorly, because guess what? I am not a good person because I have gone against that belief system that was put inside of me, right? So I just want to let you know that if your judge wants to judge you harshly, I want you to give yourself a break. I had to give myself a break and just take a whole day and just do self-care, self-love for me. You know what I'm saying? And so today, when I think of self-care and self-love, I think of being productive and I think about being responsible. So I had to move into positive action so that I could just stop that disease and stop that thinking, right? Stop that judge from judging me so harshly, so that I did not have to move into action and punish myself for not being perfect. Okay. So I want to let you guys know that I love you so much and I care so much about you. And there's so much information here. And so anytime that you are challenging your belief system, it's going to be difficult. There's going to take a lot of courage to live differently than you've always known. And so I want to help you understand that I am here to hold your hand and to walk with you through this process so that you can apply these four agreements to your life and be set free from the bondage of that belief system that was never ever really yours. And so I want you to call me. I want to hear from you. I would love to hear how you're enjoying this. And so if you want to reach me, you can call me at 317-721-4315, or you can email me at b.von_squires. And so that's going to wrap it up for us tonight, guys. There was just so much here, so much. And I hope I've given you enough information about this so that you feel like your foundation can be set for moving forward. And always, if you don't feel like it's set, go ahead and call me. And also, if you, we still have at least 6 weeks of this to go. And so if you want to order the book, you can order the book. It's The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And you can go ahead and get that on Audible. You can go ahead and order that through Amazon, however you want to get it, and go ahead and join in with us on this study. I'm getting so much out of it. And of course, I can't bring you everything here. So I would really love it if you would like to study along with me. And in the meantime, guys, I'm going to pray that God bless you so wonderfully. And I'm going to send you all the positive energy that I have in my arsenal. I'm going to send it right over to you so that you can manifest all the wonderful goals and dreams that you have for your life in 2022. I'm going to look forward to seeing you again next week. And always, if this has resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Share this information with other people so that we can all have the same benefit of this information so we can live according to our own true belief system and not one that was actually picked out for us that may or may not fit who we are today. I'm here to help you navigate through this whole process. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see you again next week, okay? Have a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, beautiful Willingness Wednesday. Bye-bye.